What is an example of pure evil? I'm a student in social anthropology, and one of my teachers studies sexual violence on men in war times, in particular during the breakup of Yugoslavia. Here is one small example of the kind of shit she saw. A young boy like 12 or 13 was at home with his two parents when a bunch of armed soldiers broke in. They threatened the mother with a gun and made a proposition to the kid. "Sodomize your father and we will let your parents live." To save his mom and dad, the young boy complied. But when he had finished raping his own father, the soldiers killed both of his parents, gave him a bunch of drugs, a gun, and made him a child soldier fighting for their side. The toy box killer. Truly the sickest, most horrifyingly disgusting example of humanity. The monologue, which you can find through a Google search, that he would play for his new victims is probably the scariest thing on earth. Joseph Fritzl, based in Amstetten, Austria, held his daughter captive for 24 years. During this time he assaulted her, sexually abused and raped her numerous times during her imprisonment inside a concealed area in the cellar of the family home. The abuse resulted in 7 children, 3 remained in captivity with their mother, 1 died shortly after birth, and the other 3 raised by him and his wife Rosemary. John Venables and Robert Thompson. When they were 10, they abducted 2-year-old James Bolger from a shopping center, took him to some railway tracks, tortured and abused him for hours, then left his body to get cut in half by an oncoming train. Child molestation and severe physical torture used solely for emotional pleasure. When I was 19 and depressed, I lived with a group of guys I considered my little weirdo family. One of the guys, the one I trusted the least and wasn't sure what exactly was off, tortured my kitten and then lied about it. I moved out the next day. A friend told me the truth about what he had done to my cat. I still don't know why she didn't take the cat and fucking leave, or call me to come home. What a pussy she was. The same guy plus another mutual friend murdered a homeless man in our city the following week. Like, brutally murdered. The SWAT team busted in the apartment I had just left. Luckily I missed out on the drama other than my cat being put down. Really taught me about my lack of judgment. I had also just purchased what I thought was a sweet-ass Halloween-time shower curtain, complete with blood splatter and handprints, before I realized I was living with literal American psychos. Super strange feeling. The scary amount of women who've gone into a IVF or use a sperm donor and the doctor uses their own sample instead of the chosen/provided one. I remember seeing an article about a doctor who had like 50+ kids from doing this. Which, considering how expensive IVF and fertility treatments are, I really think punishment for that kind of thing should be incredibly heavy-handed.